What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Legitical Response, and boy, do we have an update for you guys. I know you might be tired of hearing about the Trump documents case, but man, there is so much crap that keeps coming out about this case. This case, I'm still not certain why Aileen Cannon hasn't dismissed this outright, and, you know, from what's upcoming, she might just do that. As a matter of fact, she was yelling, just about kicked out one of the DOJ prosecutors this afternoon when he was arguing a motion, and he got kind of out of hand, if you will. And she was like, look, if you can't act professional, we need decorum in the courtroom. If you can't act like that, you need to get out and have somebody else replace you. It's like, holy crap, man. And the left, they get all bent out of shape over it. They're like, oh, well, she's a Trump appointee. It's like, no, I'm sorry. You can't use that, sure. She's a Trump appointee, but you know what? Trump wasn't a politician. He may have appointed a bunch of people, but you know what? He didn't know who these people were. That's like with any of these appointees. The reason why it's so bad with Joe Biden, and the reason I rail about it, is because he filled his ranks with nothing but woke progressive leftists, right? A bunch of insane, whack, crackpot idiots, if you will. So, of course, all their judicial nominees are going to be crackpot leftists. All right, but Donald Trump, he hired a bunch of establishment people to run his administration. It's like, come on, dude. I really hope he doesn't do that again. Keep the bad people out of your administration, and maybe you'll have a good administration, a better administration, because his presidency was pretty good, but his administration was kind of horrible, if you know what I mean. But let's go ahead and get into the news right quick, because, man, I got some shite. Check this out, y'all. FBI turned off cameras ahead of Mar-a-Lago raid, admits to adding cover sheets to documents before taking photographs of evidence. Holy crap. Yes, they ordered the CCTV cameras at Mar-a-Lago be turned off during their raid. They turned off their body cams. Now, I wonder why they would want to do this. This is just outright absurd. You had a while back come out, they found in the filings that the DOJ, the FBI was authorized to use deadly force during this raid. And then the left's defense of this, they come out and say, oh, well, this is standard protocol, right? Well, a raid on a former president's house is not standard by any means. But, they came out in response to Trump saying they were locked and loaded, ready to kill me, which is a hyperbolic statement, but it's technically true, because they were locked and loaded, and if anything would have went down, if Trump would have came out and they thought he had a gun, whether he did or not, they would have killed him outright, and they would have been justified to do so. But it doesn't make his statement any less true. But the left's defense for it is essentially copium, which, by God, there is an epidemic of copium coming from the left these days. Have you guys noticed that? I don't know if you've noticed it, but I sure have noticed it. Let's get into the story right quick. All right, here we go. Biden admin special counsel Jack Smith on Monday filed a motion urging the judge in the Mar-a-Lago documents case to throw out Trump's motion to dismiss the case based on spoliation of evidence in violation of due process. Now, what they're talking about there is the fact that the very classified documents that they're charging Donald Trump for mishandling were mishandled by Jack Smith's team, by the FBI, right? So they rearranged all the evidence. Yeah, that's a very big no-no. That by itself is grounds for dismissal, not to mention all of the other prosecutorial misconduct going on behalf of Jack Smith in this case. The Trump motion from early June alleged that the FBI, during its 2022 raid of Trump's Palm Beach estate, destroyed important exculpatory evidence relating to the locations of the allegedly classified documents at issue. Now, I love how the post-millennial does this, right? They are being very unbiased when they say that, because we haven't seen the classified documents, right? Which is funny, because I'm sure you guys have seen, MSNBC and CNN and all these places. They get on television and say, oh, well, he had nuclear secrets, and he had this highly classified material that he shouldn't have had, right? And it's like, hang on, how do you know it's classified material? Because the FBI told you that it was, right? How do we know that Donald Trump didn't declassify everything that he had? How do we know that? We don't know that. And that's why I say you got to watch the corporate press, because these people have no problems whatsoever lying to the American people on a steady basis, right? We saw yesterday in my video with that CNN anchor getting really bent out of shape really quickly because one of Trump's campaign spokespeople said a statement of fact. And she got bent out of shape. Oh, you're attacking me. And then the corporate press, oh my God, it was just nuts. If you haven't seen that video, go see it, because those people are deranged, outright deranged when it comes to Donald Trump. The filing from Smith stated that during the execution of the search warrant at approximately 9:55 a.m., the CCTV servers were turned off to prevent recording at the request of the FBI out of concern for agent safety. Right now, what is going on with this? Why would agent safety, like, how could you endanger an FBI agent by recording them with a CCTV, mind you, during a search warrant? How could they be in any way endangered by a camera? Right? But most people, they don't really think about, they don't think past that. They just read, oh yeah, for safety. And that's it. And then the corporate press will grab that line and just run right along with it. Like, but why though? That's my question. Why? For safety? I mean, come on. That's a piss poor excuse. No, I'm sorry. If it was me, I would have said no. No, I'm sorry. Are you being freaking serious? That is a ridiculous reason to turn off a CCTV. Right? Well, what do they expect? The camera to blow up or something? Or are there AR-15s attached to the cameras that if any FBI agents show up, the AR-15s are automatically programmed to just shoot on sight? Like, it makes absolutely no sense as to why they would use that for the excuse. Blows my mind. Independent journalist Julie Kelly, who has done extensive reporting on the cases against Trump and J6 defendants, noted the section on X. At approximately 10:20 a.m., recording resumed at the direction of Trump's attorneys. So it looks like Trump's attorneys came in there and said, no, what the hell are y'all doing? Turn the freaking cameras back on. This section continued on to state that during the time the recording was paused, the cameras continued to display a live feed, and some Trump Organization personnel who had access to the network feed monitored it live. So once again, so the cameras recording had absolutely nothing to do with the agent's safety because they were still on. What is the difference from them being on and having a live feed and recording that feed? Nothing. Nothing whatsoever, except for the fact that you can go back and watch and see what they did. Yeah. This is all very underhanded, and this alone will probably get this thrown out. Once again, that's number 2 just in this case specifically. The filing noted that before the cameras ceased recording, DOJ attorney Brat tried once to reach a Trump attorney over the phone unsuccessfully, and successfully did so on the second call. The filing also noted that the search was initiated around 10:33 a.m., and there is a copy of the tweet from Julie Kelly. Another section stated that a team of agents and evidence response team members set up a workstation outside of the storage room to review the boxes pulled. If a team member located a document bearing classified markings that was subject to seizure, they removed the document, segregated it, recorded the box in which it was found, and replaced it with a placeholder sheet, the initial placeholder sheet, where the classified document was removed, Smith wrote. They used pre-printed classified cover sheets for the initial placeholder sheets until they ran out of them, having not anticipated finding so many classified documents. Once again, why did they not anticipate finding so many classified documents, right? We know for a fact from Julie Kelly's reporting that a NARA installation in Virginia held on to the 2 pallets of documents that were shipped to Mar-a-Lago that was eventually seized by the FBI. that went through, that they ran through all this, right? So they had the documents in Virginia for 6 months before they shipped it to Mar-a-Lago. So they knew exactly how many classified documents that he could possibly have. So why not carry that many placeholders, right? And this is all just very abnormal. Very, very abnormal. At that point, the team began using blank sheets of paper with handwritten annotations to identify the document. The information generally included the document title, classification level, a description of the subject matter, document identification numbers, and/or fates in the documents. The filing later added, as part of the process of seized documents marked classified, ERT photographed the documents with appropriate cover sheets added by FBI personnel next to the box in which they were located. Yeah, that was the whole photo that was leaked, quote unquote, leaked online. That was just a setup. Yeah, the FBI set that up to do that, to leak it to the press, to the corporate press, to try to portray Donald Trump as hoarding. He stole classified documents. These people are nuts, y'all. In the search of Trump's office, agents discovered, among things like newspaper clippings, magazines, and empty folders in a blue box, loose cover sheets for classified information as well as documents marked classified. An FBI agent found no potentially privileged materials in the box but found documents marked classified. The ERT photographer took photos of the blue box with the cover off. After the FBI agents' review, 2 case team agents reviewed the box and found numerous documents with classification markings, some of which had classification cover sheets already attached, as well as loose classification cover sheets. The case team agents seized the documents marked classified, as well as any cover sheets already attached, and segregated them. As they extracted the seized documents, they inserted placeholder sheets where they found them. I wonder why they would do that. Why would they, put back placeholders? What's the point in doing that? I don't get that one. If you guys happen to know, down in the comments, let me know. The filing came after Trump's team in early June filed a motion asking for the case to be dismissed. The prosecution team destroyed exculpatory evidence supporting one of the most basic defenses available to President Trump in response to the politically motivated charges in this case. The special counsel's office has wrongfully alleged that President Trump was aware of the contents of the box in August 2022, where those boxes were packed by others in the White House and moved to Florida in January 2021. The fact that the allegedly classified documents were buried in boxes and complicated with President Trump's personal effects from his first term in office strongly supported the defense argument that he lacked knowledge and culpable criminal intent with respect to the documents at issue. Any proximity between allegedly classified documents and other data materials from years before the move, such as letters and newspapers, would further strengthen this argument. The prosecution's team instructions to agents who executed the raid essentially acknowledged these propositions and directed the agents to take care of the document, the location of both seized items, and potentially privileged materials. However, the agents disregarded those instructions. The government was more interested in staging and leaking manipulated photographs to the press than preserving key exculpatory evidence that has now been lost forever. Holy crap. Now that this has come out, this case is going to be destroyed. I know I've said that before, but wow. They actually admitted to destroying evidence. They had to. Why? I don't know why. This is just outright insane. The absolute misconduct of the FBI and the DOJ in this case, right? If this isn't a clear setup, and to be honest, this was the only case that I thought had any legitimacy, right? Because the January 6th BS, right? We know that Trump can't be responsible for what those people did on January 6th. Those were a bunch of deranged idiots that just so happened to storm the Capitol. The ones that were fighting with cops. That was outright stupid. Mistakes made, whatever. I don't care. It's just stupid to me. You don't do that. You don't go fight with cops. What were they really thinking? But to blame that on Trump, it's come on. He hosted a rally. They stormed the Capitol before he was even done at the rally. So, How was he responsible for that? He was still talking while they were storming the Capitol and fighting with cops. That's absolute BS. And then you got this other crap with the fake electors, right? Right? And we've explained that ad nauseum, but I'll explain it again right quick in case you're new to the channel. But, you know, he had all these court cases where there was possible fraud. Well, just in case he won those court cases, guess what? They would have found that the electors put in place, the electors that were certified for Joe Biden would have been fraudulent, or AKA fake electors. So you would need a slate of electors to replace those electors. That's what Trump had. He had people waiting in the wings. And now the DOJ, the Biden administration, is going after those people. They're going after Trump's lawyers for advising Trump on law. What? That's insane. Attorney-client privilege is definitely in play with that. How the hell can they just go after these people, right? They're not supposed to be able to. That's why we say there's a definite two-tier justice system in this country, if not three tiers. You got Democrats and the establishment, then you got populist Republicans, and then you have just regular everyday people. Regular, average, everyday people. You get caught doing something, you know, you get whatever. They don't really care. But it's just mind-blowing that the FBI would go to this extent to try to frame Donald Trump for presidential records, for goodness sakes. I mean, there was so much precedent with presidents taking, classified or not, records home after they leave office. They have the ability, the plenary power to declassify anything they want. Anything. And the fact that they're not charging him with the Presidential Records Act, like a violation of that act, says a lot. They're charging him with espionage, for God's sakes. That is mind-blowing espionage. Really. Yes. They wanted to go and get Donald Trump. That's all this is about. That's what this whole thing is about. And this is just outright insanity, y'all. Trump's attorney stated that agents did not maintain the order of the documents, and they did not take photographs that would have served as alternative evidence of the document sequence in each box, something that they should have done. The following noted that the filler team members who did the first search of the estate were ordered to document and photograph the location of where classified documents were found, but the filter team made little, if any, effort to document the location of seized items within a box or to maintain the order of documents within each box that they searched. Holy crap, man. That is nuts. That is just outright nuts. They intentionally messed up the order of all these documents. So we have no idea if they planted evidence or not, right? That's the whole thing about keeping everything in sequence, keeping everything in order, taking photographs of all this. And they didn't even take photographs of where they took it from. Like what? But hang on, they're going to take photographs of a bunch of placeholders, stuff that they made up. They went and brought all those items. The classified documents, that picture, they made that whole thing was just a fabrication, just to leak to the corporate press to get that spread out everywhere so people would be like, holy crap, he had classified documents. He stole classified documents, y'all. And they're not going after Joe Biden. And they're not going after Hillary Clinton for the same thing. As a matter of fact, what happened with Mike Pence and his classified documents, right? Like, do we need to go and search the homes of every single senator, every single congressman for classified documents? Do you think they're really going to do that? No, they're not. Absolutely not. The only reason they're not going after Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden is because they went after Donald Trump. Yep. And plus, Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden, they were part of the establishment. They were part of this cabal of people in the government that can just do anything they want to. Joe Biden has outright proved that with his administration and how he has run his administration. Just giving the finger to congressional oversight, giving the finger to the Supreme Court, giving the finger to me and you, and how people are still like, yes, Joe Biden is the next best president. He's done a great job, y'all. Right? No. I'm sorry. Worst president ever. Yes, worst president in American history. How can we go from the best president of my lifetime to the worst president in American history? Yeah, I think we all know what we need to do come November, but I think I've rambled on for long enough on this one. But I want y'all to let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comment section. Do you guys think this is going to be just dismissed outright? I think it is, but y'all let me know what y'all think. That's all I got for this one. I want to thank everybody for watching, and y'all try to have a good day and stay legitical. Peace.